captains, Ryan for Fujairah, Adnan ul Mulk for Ajman, and obviously under the watchful eyes of Mr. Sam, the match referee for the day. Ryan, flip the coin. Tails is the call.
And it is tails.
Tails it is. Adnan bhai, congratulations. What would you like to do and why?
We like to bat first. We played last game as well. We batted first pretty well. I think the wicket plays true as well. So we're looking forward.
Now you're standing at number 4 on the points table. A little bit of pressure. Every game is a must win.
Yeah, we played 2 games today and both the teams are pretty good. So we have to play our best cricket to win both the games and qualify.
Batting first, what is the kind of total that is there in your mind?
Somewhere above 110, 120, that'll be a good score.
Any changes in the side?
Sagir is in.
Good luck then.
Thank you, sir.
Ryan, toss not on your side. They're going to be batting first. Happy with chasing?
Yeah, definitely. Yesterday we had a good game while chasing. So we were hoping to bowl first today and that's what happened.
Now, the tournament hasn't been in your favor so far, but you're making a strong comeback with yesterday's game. What do we expect today?
Yeah, hopefully we keep up the momentum, win a few more games, create some turbulence in the points table and qualify for the semis.
110, 120 is his expectations. What are your expectations?
Yeah, I think it's a good wicket, so hopefully keep them under 110, 100. That'll be a good score to chase.
Any changes in the side?
And there's 3 changes. Fezur is in, Ahmed's in, and I'm in obviously from last game.
Good luck then.
Thank you very much.
The news from the centre is that Ajman has won the toss and they want to put runs on board.
Thank you, Pranav. It's the Ajman team. We're in for a good contest as the men in orange are emerging out to the center. 2 umpires onto your left is Asif and Mr. GB Alex. And the men in orange will be riding high on confidence after creating some turbulence yesterday against Team Dubai. They batted exceptionally well thanks to some fireworks on display from Zahid Ali, the skipper yesterday, alongside Anas Malik, who took that responsibility. They will be missing the services of Madhav Manoj, unfortunately. Probably could be carrying a niggle or an injury or something. And for Team Ajman, it's been the similar opening pair. Junaid Shamshu has been absolutely rock solid in the power play throughout the tournament. He's been contributing with the ball as well as with the bat, and it's good to see Adnan ul Mulk as well taking that responsibility, contributing in the D series. We've seen him scoring 40 odd runs in the game yesterday, going absolutely aggressive right from ball 1, and that is what is expected of both the batters, especially when they are playing in the power play. Zahid Ali will have the new ball. Mohsin probably might be bowling from the Sharjah Cricket Academy, and well, it will be Mohsin will be in the slip corner. Zahid Ali to start the proceedings. Umpire Asif, quite an experienced campaigner. Zahid Ali, we've seen his batting display yesterday and today. I would expect him to provide some cushion early in the power play. day 8 of the Emirates D10 2026. It's been a wonderful outing for a lot of players. It's been a roller coaster ride for some teams. Emirates Red still trying to find their feet in this tournament, and Dubai have been flying high. Play, says the umpire. Asif, ball number 1 coming your way. Straight away into the action, easy pickings. Adnan ul Mulk continuing his good form. Remember what Prav mentioned at the pitch. It's a beautiful wicket to bat on. The surface is really hard, and especially during the daytime, it will be quite easy. And Adnan ul Mulk straight away gets into action. They know it's a crucial game. They're up against Abu Dhabi. They need to make sure they qualify for the semi-finals. And at the moment, straight away into the action is Adnan ul Mulk. Another one in the slot, and another one has been deposited towards the backward point region. Easy pickings for Adnan ul Mulk. Zahid Ali will have to do something different, probably get some variations to the table. That was off-pace delivery, read it really well by Adnan ul Mulk. Another one in the slot, and he carved it over the backward point region for a boundary. A good start for the team Ajman. Straight away into the action. This is what happens when you're up against, when you're batting alongside some quality batters of Junaid Shamsu's caliber. The transformation, the confidence, the transformation of confidence is what I can tell you. This time he goes aerial, falls short of the fielder at mid-on. They'll just scamper through for a single. A decent start for team Ajman, and not looking very fit at the moment. Zahid Ali probably could be nursing an injury. When he's fully fit, I can tell you one thing for sure: he can crank up to 140 quite comfortably. Hails from Pakistan, has been part of the UAE national setup. Straight down the ground, high and handsome. Junaid Shamsu straight away gets into action. Well, he's had a tremendous tournament. Ever since he's taken that responsibility to come out and bat in the power play, we've seen him in the previous editions. He was given the responsibility of the middle order, but he was promoted up the order. Ever since he's been promoted up the order, he's sealed his position, he's cemented his position as an opener for Team Ajman. Waited and delivered one more time. This is the beauty of Junaid Shamsu. His hand-eye coordination is absolutely impeccable. He watches the ball till the end, watches the release points as well, and no wonder why he's been so successful in the shortest format of the game. Another boundary. It has been an expensive, over 19 runs already conceded of it by Zahid Ali. Gentle clip of the pads, and they will get a couple of runs quite comfortably. And that will bring us to the end of over number 1. 21 for none, our Team Ajman. Bhai, Mohsin into the attack. Can he provide some respite for Team Fujairah? It has been an expensive war. 21 for none of Zahid Ali. Mohsin into the action. No ball. It leaves me baffled when you have bowlers of Mohsin's caliber and Zahid Ali's caliber providing those extras. It just baffles me, to be honest. I mean, you're a professional cricketer. I understand you tend to be a little bit wayward, but that was probably about 3 kilometers away from the stumps. Another wayward delivery. I'm not sure what's happening out there with Mohsin. Yeah, this is poor execution, absolutely poor. Free hit will remain. That will be a wide again, and the free hit remains. I'm not too sure what is asking or arguing for Mohsin. Get your lines right, mate. That's the only suggestion anyone can give you. On the pads, fibbed away. It'll just be a single. Ryan Khan does the cleanup. It's going to be a lengthy over. And joining me in the comm box after the completion of toss and pitch responsibilities, Pranav. Welcome back. I hope you're okay. And I hope you're enjoying the weather of UAE.
Oh, absolutely. It's always a pleasure to be in this part of the world, the land of desert. Doesn't surprise me because I'm also coming from a land of desert.
And it's always considered as a desert derby, isn't it, when you have UAE up against Oman? Always in for a cracker of a contest when those two nations compete against each other. And they are now in India and Sri Lanka for the T20 World Cup. And we wish both the teams from the commentary box all the very best. And I hope they come well, they play well in the tournament.
Certainly, two champion sides, Oman and UAE. They've been extraordinary in the last 5 years at the least. Big shot in the gap. Just short of the boundary, but at the moment Junaid Shamsuddin is unstoppable.
Well, that's a half tracker trying to aim at the rib cage area, and he's a very good player when it's aimed at your body and gets in a comfortable position and picks up a boundary. Junaid Shamsu, he's raised on to 16 or 5 deliveries. Ever since the start of D10 2026 edition, Junaid Shamsu has been absolutely mind-blowing.
Started in a pathetic manner. Right on the block was much better. Might have done a little bit of damage to his bat as well. Immediately checking the bottom. Right from the bottom. The center of the bottom. Have you broken any bats?
Yeah, many a time, especially the ones which are very close to my heart. And when you have that, we spoke about this yesterday as well, when you're comfortable with one particular willow, where you're consistently scoring runs off that particular willow, and if it hits the wrong side of the bat, you tend to lose it. Oh, he's done well on that occasion, and a miss field by the keeper will fetch them 5 runs. In fact, it'll be 4 byes.
They've been very ordinary in the field today. Travelled very quickly to the wicketkeeper, who was stuck in a very awkward situation. The number of extras that they have conceded just into the second over tells a story. It can happen to the best. When you have not been winning games and all of a sudden you win a game, the party might just be a little harder, just like that.
Well, I totally disagree on that. I mean, you're a professional cricketer. I can understand you can have maybe one or two wides, but bowling those wides consistently, I don't buy this. I absolutely don't buy this.
You're right. And the problem is that Mohsen has not had the field for it. He started with a big wide. I'm not even able to say outside the off stump, outside the wicket. And he didn't have the field for it. I understand if he would have had a third and a deep point and then he is trying to bowl wide outside the off stump. Understandable. Full toss. Punished. Deserved it. Got it.
Right then, a lengthy over comes to an end. 14 runs of it, 2 overs gone, 39 for none.
"21 runs from his first over, Zahid." I don't really think it is Zahid who's coming into the attack. I think it is the left-arm pacer. Chand. Samir Chand coming into the attack. He'll be in certain pressure because 39 in 2 overs and they continue the momentum at the moment. Junaid Shamsuddin is accumulating runs and he is accumulating runs in a hurry.
But there's no stoppage for Junaid Shamshu. He's been brilliant. And believe it or not, I'm running short of vocabulary describing his shots. He's got wide range of shots and he's able to execute them to perfection. Gets into a very comfortable position. Doesn't really get bogged down whether it is seam on off or pace on off or a spinner. But he's been able to get those runs consistently. He completely and truly believes in power hitting. And he believes in that see ball, hit ball concept, Junaid Shamshu. And it's a floating power play that they have taken, and why not? This time he's used that pace, timing, picture perfect. It'll be work to be done by Nurullah Ayubi, and they scamper through for a couple of runs.
At the moment, Fujairah will be wondering from where can they recruit a bowler that can pick up a wicket, because at the moment, the way Ajman is going, Fujairah is not even in the competition.
Hammered, stand and deliver. It's gone for a maximum, and Junaid Shamshu yet again, he's batting on a completely different planet. I can tell you that for sure.
Unbelievable striking. 2 players in the deep square leg, deep mid wicket, doesn't matter. The pair of Adnan ul Mulk and Junaid Shamsuddin have broken the bank. Primarily Junaid Shamsuddin. 29 of just 9 deliveries. Wow, that is some exclusive batting.
Entertainment at its best when you have Junaid Shamshu out at the centre. Always contributes to with the bat or with the ball. A true match winner for Team Ajman. Just to keep you updated, Pranav is considered as the Pollard of UAE. And no wonder why they call him the Pollard of UAE.
Wonder what was the aspect that you were considering? Is it the build? Because he's as strong as Pollard, tall, wide shoulders. And then when you talk about the striking capabilities, oh boy, pretty much similar.
I think it's to do with both of the aspects that you've just mentioned. He's built like that and he strikes the ball cleanly, like just like Pollard. That's exactly where precisely Samir Chand has to be. That's the only way you can put a lid on the scoring.
The problem is that they get it right, but they get it right only after erring. And that's been the concern for Fujairah.
That's a very valid point that you mentioned. After being beaten up, you tend to come back, but you need to get that A game right from the beginning. Slow one changer from Samir Chand. Good delivery to finish the over. They're off to a flyer. Ajman 53 for none after 3. This is going to be interesting. Nabil Aziz into the attack from the Bukhatir end. The completion of the power play straight away. He's got protection towards the onside up against Adnan ul Mulk. And straight away Adnan ul Mulk finds the fence. But this has been the beauty of Team Ajman. Runs coming from both the ends of the batters that will take that pressure off Junaid Shamshu as well. There was a quick one from Nabil Aziz, and Adnan al Mulk exactly knew where the fielder was placed and gets the better of it.
At the moment, Fujairah has no answer. Lovely comeback. Brilliant comeback. Right in the block hole, and nothing much that Adnan ul Mulk could have done to that. But such a comfort zone for Ajman. On one side you have the power and the striking capabilities of Adnan ul Mulk, and on the other side it is the devastation of Junaid Shamsuddin.
I think they complement each other really well. It was Ansh Tandon earlier on, the left-hand stylish, elegant batter, who was part of the setup, but then Adnan ul Mulk promoted up the order. And no wonder why they've been successful. Yes, they've lost a couple of matches. Another quicker one from Nabil Aziz. And this is what happens when there's no turn on the surface, especially during the day games, Pranav. Nabil tends to become more predictable. You know, he darts in those quicker ones into the right-handers.
6 runs of this over, certainly looking like a good over, considering the kind of first 3 overs that we've had. Would want to finish off well. Once again in the block hole and just a single. This is a good result for Fujairah.
Yeah, despite that boundary, he's done extremely well. Nabil Aziz coming back strongly, but he needs to ensure he needs to close this over out on a good note. What is he going to do? Is he going to dot in the quicker one, or is he going to entice Junaid Shamshu to go after him? Final delivery. Darted in as expected. Yorker to close out the over. This is a brilliant over from Nabil Aziz. 8 runs of it. 4 overs gone, 61 for none.
Ali Asghar would want to replicate Nabil Aziz. 61 and 4 overs. Once again, straight in the block hole, but what a start for Ajman.
He did call for it that he would replicate Nabil Aziz, and you can see that delivery. A Yorker from Ali Asghar Shams, under 19 product of UAE. But this has been smoked. Will it reach the boundary fence? No, it will be cut off. It was a full toss on offer. He will be gutted that he didn't get the connection right on that occasion, Junaid Shamsu.
But it's still a good ball, even though a full toss, but he's trying to dart it right in the block hole, and that's where I think it's a good thought process for the young Ali Asghar. At the moment, dancing down the wicket, inside edge. Will just be a single, and these are great results for Fujairah. With the way Ajman has started, the captain will be certainly smiling looking at these couple of overs.
You've seen Samir Chand, Mohsin and Zahid Ali, the senior cricketers, going for runs and then raising the hand up and taking the responsibility to come out and bowl. Both the youngsters, Nabil Aziz and Ali Asghar Shams, have done well. Another one, streaky inside edge, straight to the fielder at fine leg. This is clinical bowling from Ali Asghar Shams.
Earlier in my days, I used to lead the junior side of Oman, and I had my coach, late Mr. Vasupra Anchpe. And he used to often tell me, you might be the captain, but you will only be treated like one if you earn the respect with consistency. And that's where, as a senior, you have to deliver under pressure in difficult situation.
Oh, absolutely. And it's all about that leadership. This is in the slot, but straight into the hands of the fielder. Zahid Ali makes no mistake, and this is a big scalp. Junaid Shamsu departs.
Certainly not able to understand if the two young guns can do the trick. Why not the seniors? Respect to both these youngsters. Created the pressure, got the results in their favour. But what a knock from Junaid Shamsuddin. 34 of just 17 deliveries, striking at 200, 3 boundaries and a couple of maximums. He's got the start that Ajman would have wanted, and that's where they've lost their first wicket. Halfway mark, 65 for the loss of one, Ajman.
Five was 165 for one. Just a change in the bowling, not too sure why, because we've seen Nabil Aziz giving away 8 runs only. He managed to put a lid on the scoring. Mohammad Omar has been given deputed to bowl from the Bukhatir end. Tossed up delivery straight away into the action, picks up the wicket of Adnan ul Mulk. What a delivery. It was slow through the air, flighted. Adnan ul Mulk tries to get to the reach of the ball, and in the end has been outfoxed.
Unbelievable. The 3 youngsters, 2 left arm spinners, 1 leg spinner, have done the trick. They've broken the back of Ajman just when they were cruising. Adnan ul Mulk, the captain of Ajman, is going to be walking back for 23 or 15 deliveries. And all of a sudden, in a span of a couple of deliveries, Ajman are 2 down for 65.
Tossed up one more time. Nath Aftab gets off the mark. 2 new batters. And I think the change has certainly worked in the favor of Fujairah. Sagir Khan and Aftab, both destructive batters. And anything in the slot, I tell you what, they'll punish you.
Now, Mohammad Umar has come with the plan of bowling wide to the right-handers. I really want him to go closer to the stumps because of the 2 new batters. Yes, the 10-over format. But you want to capitalize on your chances, and I think it's an opportunity to pick up 1 more wicket.
Oh, absolutely. And I think he's about 16 years old, Pranav. 16 years old, Mohammad Umar, who's been part of the domestic setup for a long time. Well, what I like about him is he's bowling to his field and is consistently bowling in one area.
My concern is that the 3 senior pros would be feeling a little uneasy considering the fact that the young guns have been able to contain Ajman. Why weren't they able to contain?
Yeah, seamers in operations. We've seen 3 of them going for runs, and that change in plan to bring in the spinners have worked in their favor. Another one in the slot trying to get underneath the ball. Sagir Khan ends up picking up a single. A single to close out the over. 6 overs gone, 69 for 2.
Ali Asgar is going to be continuing, so they're going to be saving on Nabil Aziz. And this is a good ploy. 2 spinners who like to bowl a little slower through the air. But this is fantastic cricket, unbelievable cricket from Fujairah. Huge respect for these young guns.
Yeah, done exceptionally well. 3 of them, Nabil Aziz, Ali Asgar, Shams, getting their team back in the game. At one point of time, they were cruising at a very high altitude, going at about 16, 17 runs an over, and they've done the damage control.
Cruising is just an understatement with the way they were going. Rare occasion when Ali Asgar chooses to bowl length. He's been firing them in, and that's where he's been very effective. The likes of Zahid, Mohsin. Another arm ball right in the block hole. A little bit of a falter from the wicketkeeper, and that's where they'll be able to get a single. But excellent cricket from the youngster. Look at the angle. No room whatsoever for the batter. This is fantastic cricket. This has gone up in the air. It's going to fall short of the fielder. Just a leading edge, not going anywhere.
And I think it's to do with I believe both the batters, especially Mohammad Sagir Khan, was trying to play a bit early with bowlers of Ali Asgar Shams' stature. You just have to wait for the delivery, just that fractional second, just to get underneath the ball. We'll continue our conversation. 7 overs gone, 74 for 2.
Umar is going to be continuing up in the air. Will be a boundary, but at the moment, Mohammad Umar is bowling pretty brilliantly.
And there's this loosener from Umar for the first time. Tossed up delivery. Is providing that flighted deliveries. And Sagir did wait for that one to arrive. Getting the better of Umar. Waited, but straight to the fielder. Ryan does well.
One thing is certain that Mohammad Umar doesn't have the capacity or capability at the moment to bowl quicker through the air. There is a lot for him to work on, but with his limitations, he's doing brilliantly. Once again, slower. Ample amount of time for Aftab to cut it really well. And despite that excellent fielding effort, they'll still run for 3 runs.
He gave it all there, Nabil Aziz. Gun fielder, full marks. He's managed to save a single, but credit must be given to Nabil for the effort that is put in to save that boundary, fighting it hard. There will be a boundary check. I think he's A-okay there. That dive as well. As you rightly mentioned, it's relatively very much new in the D series. Mohammad Umar has been given that opportunity. And I think with time, he will eventually learn. As you rightly mentioned, you need to have those variations. Another full toss delivery. Full end delivery, I beg your pardon, and will find the fence.
This is the problem. The previous delivery was short, and that's where this deep covers moved a little bit towards the sweeper. And all of a sudden, a fuller delivery in the arc of the batter and struck very hard towards the extra cover, and the deep cover just didn't have the chance. Heaved across the line, will just be a single. Expensive over from Mohammad Umar. 13 runs of it with the ball to spare.
He needs to close this on a good note. He's got Aftab on the other end, who's another clean striker of the ball. Belts it across. Oh, swing and a miss. 8 overs done, 87 for 2.
Nabil Aziz doing just what he does best, firing them in right in the block hole. I think he's been very effective, Nabil Aziz. He started the downfall of Ajman.
Oh, absolutely. Just that boundary, then ever since then, has been brilliant. And they all are roommates, huh? Just to add to the discussion, Nabil Aziz, Sagir Khan and Aftab, they all come from the same domestic club in UAE. They know the strengths and weaknesses of each and every one, and they have those challenges before heading out to the ground that are going to hit you for a maximum. It's all there between them.
Banters and bragging rights. Full toss, not able to donk it, Aftab. It's been signalled as a no ball. No ball for height. That's where it's going to be a free hit. Nabil Aziz, who's been pretty much spot on this afternoon, is going to be allowing a freebie. Touch and go. Can't complain about it, Nabil Aziz. It was high.
Yeah, it does. It was definitely waist high. He's managed to save the free hit and just be a single. Good comeback. After that, no ball.
The best shot that you can have against Nabil Aziz is to play a reverse sweep, because the ball fired in and coming into the arc of the right-hander, there will be ample opportunity. If you can get down on your knee, there will be ample opportunity for the bat to connect onto the ball. In terms of angles, I'm talking in terms of angles.
And I think it makes sense when he's darting in those quicker ones. But again, if you're coming up with that slower through the air, you've got to be mindful of executing that shot.
You're right. The only reason I say the reverse sweep is because he's bowling those arm balls. In comes the paddle. This can be another effective shot. Almost got it pretty much spot on. And the dive from Umar is going to be in vain. Finishes the over with a boundary, Nabil Aziz. 98 for the loss of 2 at the end of 9. Mohsin, I really want to call him an arrogant speedster. Inside out, over covers. The fielder will have a little bit of work to do. And I think he's done pretty much decently. In the shade, but still in action.
Great job in the field by Nabil Aziz one more time. He's saving the runs for the team Fujairah, giving it all, giving 200% to say the least. Full marks to Nabil Aziz on that occasion. Just a boundary check, just to make sure everything is all right, and I think he has done exceptionally well there.
Called him an ordinary fielder on first visuals, probably 2 or 3 days back. But in the last 2 days, yesterday and today, Nabil Aziz has been ecstatic, unbelievably good. Credit where due. Full toss, not able to get underneath it.
Yeah, he'll be gutted. There was an opportunity to free his arms. Standing on the off stump, taking the guard of the off stump, Sagir Khan just not able to get those big maximums. Team Ajman, 100 comes up in the final over. I think credit must be given to the youngsters of Fujairah who have brought things back in control. That will be a wide.
I have some great news. Wide from Mohsin, and that's not the great news. The great news is that Oman, in the first warm-up match of the ICC T20 World Cup 2026, India and Sri Lanka, has beaten Sri Lanka, one of the hosts of the tournament. And they have been beaten convincingly, chasing 145. They've chased the score down in 18 overs, 12 balls to spare and 5 wickets in hand.
These are positive signs for Oman cricket. We all knew the potential they have, led by Jatinder Singh and the addition of Amir Kaleem, talking about Nadeem, Shakil. I mean, it's a great and well-knit unit, Team Oman.
You're talking about Amir Kaleem's addition. Amir Kaleem got 80 in 47 deliveries. Vinayak Shukla, 39 not out in 24.
and he was not part of the setup in the initial stage of the announcement of the World T20 squad. And he was called back, and there you see the results are in front of you.
Not called back, but announced 1 day prior to them leaving. Big firm believer, and that's been his career. He was announced in the emerging teams Asia Cup 1 day prior to the tournament. Announced in the World Cup qualifiers 1 day prior to the tournament. Announced in the World Cup 1 day prior to them leaving. Big shot straight down the ground. I think it's got the distance. The pace of Mohsin and the power of Mohammad. The combination results in a maximum.
Sagir does well, getting underneath the ball, finding a maximum straight down the ground. He'll be mighty pleased with that effort. Yeah, talk about Amir Kaleem. I remember the innings what he played against India. Yes, they didn't go on to win that game in the Asia Cup, but it was highly appreciated by one and all, especially Surya Kumar Yadav.
Yeah, that was their World Cup qualifiers preparatory tournament. And Surya Kumar Yadav suggested that Oman is pretty much ready to go, ready to roar. And they, as a result, qualified for the World Cup along with Nepal and UAE.
Meanwhile, good comeback from Mohsin after being hit for a maximum. Well, I think it's going to be an interesting World Cup. Oman, UAE, Nepal have been in good nick. There's a game tonight between UAE and Nepal. It's considered as one of the greatest clashes in the associate cricket between UAE and Nepal. Slow delivery, and Sagir finds the fence.
What a way to wind the innings up. Finishes off with a boundary. Mohammad Sagir gets on to 31 not out of 18 deliveries. Banged in shot once again. It was quite wide, and that's where Mohammad Sagir was happy to tonk it past backward point for a boundary. A brilliant finish for Ajman. After they got off to a flyer in the middle phase, Fujairah was trying to control the proceedings, and they were certainly very much successful. 115 runs on the board. I think probably they've got way too many for the likings of Fujairah, but don't take them out of the equation. They won a game against Dubai yesterday. Talking about the batting, Adnan ul Mulk and Junaid Shamsu started in great fashion, 23 of 15 and 34 of 17 respectively. And after that, they were in a little bit of a bother because Adnan ul Mulk and Junaid Shamsu got restricted by the young guns of Fujairah. And then in came Mohammad Sajir Khan and Mohammad Aftab Javed. And especially Mohammad Sajir Khan got some important runs towards the end. 31 of 18 deliveries, 15 of 12 for Mohammad Aftab. Not a great day to remember. 114 on the board for the loss of 2. Talking about the bowling, look at the bottom 3 and look at their economies. Pretty much spot on. Especially Ali Asghar Shams, who's got a wicket and just 8 runs in his 2 overs. Umar Faisal was pretty much okay as well. 1 for 17 in his 2 overs. Nabil Aziz, who started with controlling the affairs in the middle. 19 runs in his 2 overs. But apart from that, the top 3, pretty much disappointing. And that's where 114 in those allocated 10 overs. It all started with Shamsu and the captain controlling the affairs. Adnan ul Mulk was very destructive, and so was Shamsu. They kept tonking around, and the 3 pacers of Fujairah just didn't have an answer.
Absolutely. Then when Nabil Aziz came on board, put a lid on the scoring. Ali Asghar Shams did exceptionally well alongside Mohammad Umar, and those wickets kept falling quickly. And then it was Sakir Khan and Mohammad Aftab show. Not easy to execute. It was for the batters of Team Ajman. In that final over, went for a maximum on that boundary towards the backward point, getting them to 114 runs. Right then, we'll dive into a short break. On the other side of the break, we'll have the run chase for you.
Day 8 of the Emirates D10, and it's the first game of the day. It's a game between Fujairah and Ajman. And Ajman, who were put in to bat first, immediately chose to be in a destructive approach. It all started with Adnan ul Mulk and Junaid Shamsu, 23 and 34 respectively, and then towards the late end, Mohammad Sajir had a big role to play to make sure that Ajman finished well. 31 of just 18 deliveries. Mohammad Aftab was not in the mix of things, but yes, he did get 15 of 12 deliveries, and that's where 114 for the loss of 2. And then when you're talking about the bowling, the top 3 senior pros were very disappointing. Zayed Ali, Mohsen Mohammad, Samir Chand, leaking a lot of runs, and that's where the youngsters Nabil Aziz, Ali Asghar Shams and Mohammad Umar Faisal were very impressive. Ali and Mohammad Anwar picked up a wicket apiece, but the pick of the bowler certainly was Ali Asghar Shams, 1 for 8 in his 2 overs. Can they chase it down? 115 is what they need. Fujairah, not probably one of the better sides in the tournament considering the points table, but they are a team that consists of a lot of youngsters. They're going to have a very different opening pair. Believe it is the left-hander Ryan, the captain, who's going to be opening. This is going to be a very, very interesting contest because Ajman are in a precarious situation, standing at number 4. They need a win against Fujairah, and they need a big win to make sure that the net run rate is pretty much okay. They won 4 games so far, and they'll be concerned with where Abu Dhabi is. Joining me in the comm box for the entire match, it is none other than Rizwan. No support for us, Rizwan, today.
It's going to be a long day, but it's going to be an enthralling day of cricket, as we're expecting some blockbusters coming your way. Next up, a couple of matches, 3 matches lined up after this one. GB Alex says player Zishan Nasir will start from the Bukhatir end. Ryan Khan and Nurullah Ayubi are the opening batters for Team Fujairah. And again, some tweaking has been made with the batting order. Starts off with a wide.
It's going to be an interesting contest because the youngsters will be under a little bit of pressure because that required run rate starts at just around 11.5, and that's where they'll have to keep going.
Oh, absolutely. And I think especially the batters of Ajman, they laid the foundation initially, and then that closure coming from the blade of Mohammad Sagir and Aftab, getting them to a respectable total. Wayward delivery down the offside, completely missing the line and length is Zishan Nasir. We've seen that even with the bowlers of Fujairah, was way too wayward.
Working to get his line and length right at the moment is Zishan. Just asking third to be a little cautious. Probably he's looking to angle away from the left-hander. Once again erring in line. This time the umpire lets him go.
I think he's gotten away with it. It was close. It did pitch in line, but was wayward. Zishan Nasir gets a nod on that occasion. This is where exactly it's got to be. That variable bounce on that occasion has completely perplexed Ryan Khan.
Three types of fast bowlers. One who has generic raw pace, other is a swing bowler, and the third category is a seam bowler. Now Zishan has a combination of swing and seam. Seam is the deviation that is offered after the ball bounces, and that's where he hits the seam pretty much well on the wicket, and that's where a little bit of movement just like that, but a good shot through the mid wicket. Ryan looks like a very, very interesting player, and this is going to be a very good match.
Yeah, is a part of the UAE Under-19 setup, which won the ACC Men's Premier Cup. It was a half tracker, easy pickings. He knew where the fielder was placed, and Ryan Khan gets right of the middle of the bat. And the first boundary for Fujairah, they up and running.
Need a few boundaries. Trying to make room, and once again swing in the air, seam of the deck, and that's where out of the arc of Ryan.
And then the idea is right. It's trying to stay from the hitting arc of Ryan Khan. Very good, handy left-hand batter, power hitter. Ryan Khan loves that pace on offer. Swing and a miss.
It's going to be pretty much difficult for Ryan Khan to hit him through the line, and that's where I feel that probably if he can be a little more predetermined and play him across the line, the chances of connections get very high with that cross bat. Modern day innovations are very effective, very calculative, and that's where if Ryan Khan can just be a little proactive. He's got a boundary. Once again, looking to dance down the track, and it's only going to be resulting in a dot ball. Zishan finishes the over. 1 done, 6 without losing a wicket.
Despite those 2 extras that he's considered, he's managed to bounce back well, gave away 6 runs. Zishan Nasir and Sabir Ali, left arm seamer, into the attack, coming from the Sharjah Cricket Academy end. That will be a wide, slightly away from the warning line. You can see some bounce off the surface. It's a nice deck to bat on, but at the same time, if you hit the deck hard, you get that purchase off the surface.
Yeah, if you're a quality bowler, it doesn't matter on the surface on which you bowl. You'll certainly make an impact. Looking to hit it through the line, gets an outside edge. Not the place where he wanted the boundary, but he will get a boundary. Nurullah Ayubi.
Yeah, just easy pickings for Nurullah Ayubi. Carved it, and a gentle push, clearing the inner circle with comfort and ease. He gets off the mark in style. It's good to see 2 young batters given that responsibility in the power play for Fujairah. They've always believe in this opportunity for youngsters, Team Fujairah. Similar as the case with Emirates Reds as well. That will be a wide. That will be a wide away. He's trying to angle away from the right-hander Sabir Ali, and in the process providing those extras. He's got to be close towards that off-stump channel.
I really feel that if he can just be straight on, that'll be just good enough against Fujairah. Back of the length, straight on. Although to his advantage, there is a third and deep point in place, and that's where he's looking to stay away from the arc of the right-hander. Outside edge. Not able to hold on as the wicket-keeper, but a little bit of deflection will save it from going to the boundary. And in the process, Nurullah Ayubi will get a single as well.
Well, he did bowl with some G-force on that occasion. Quite quick, cranking up the pace. And that outside edge, Muazzam Hayat couldn't do much about it. And they had protection in deep, resulting in just a single. That is hit cleanly, right out of the screws of Mohammad Ryan. Finds a maximum.
He was certainly getting a little fidgety after that first over. And finally something in the arc of Mohammad Ryan, and he throws the kitchen sink at it. Never looked to keep it down. He wanted a maximum, got a maximum. And it's right on top of the roof of the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Don't think that ball is going to be coming back any time sooner.
Just a gentle push, right thing. You've got a maximum. Just rotate the strike. Required run rate still within the reach with wickets in hand. Team Fujairah. They will surely miss the services of Madhav Manoj, but I tell you what, when you've been given that opportunity top the order, you might as well try to accept it with both hands. 20 for none at the moment. Going at a decent pace are the batters of Fujairah.
You're right. To the advantage of these two, Madhav Manoj was certainly coming in one drop. But it's a great opportunity for both these batters to get a good start.
Oh, absolutely. Trial and error. Trying some options, Team Fujairah. Just trying to hit through the line, completely missing it. Quick single that will allow Nurullah to retain strike. 2 overs gone, 21 for none. Of 221 for none, and Junaid Shamshu has been asked to bowl. He's got protection towards the deep, especially towards the deep square leg and the deep mid wicket region. Starts off with the back of hand slower, which has been getting him rewards and recognitions in this Emirates D10 2026 edition.
Really want Fujairah to have one of these batters break through to the 5th over, and if they can get to somewhere around 55, 60, it'll be game on.
No, absolutely. And I think with wickets in hand, you always believe that you can chase any totals down, and that extra 14 run is what they need to look at. 10 runs per over in the shortest format is quite doable.
If you're looking at the scoreboard, you would notice that Mohammad Ahmed Fahad, Usman, and then you have Anas Malik, Faisal Rahman, Mohsen Mohammad, Ali Asghar Shams. They're all in the line to bat, but one name that you have to be watching out for is Zaid Ali. This has gone high up in the air. Might require another player to walk in, because Nurullah Ayubi has skied one straight to Adnan ul Mulk, and the captain is not going to be dropping that.
Every time you've been given a responsibility to come out and perform, Junaid Shamshu has always delivered. Yet again with the ball. Safe hands, Adnan ul Mulk makes absolutely no mistake as Nurullah Ayubi departs after scoring 7 of 6. Fujairah lose their first for 23. Right then, the Sri Lankan batter Faisal Rahman walks out to the centre. He's a very good player of the seam bowlers. Quite energetic in the field, especially in the fielding department. Has got a brother Fatur Rahman, who's also a brilliant player. Was part of the World Junior League, if I'm right. So cricket runs in their family. Waited for the delivery and he's hammered it for a maximum. This is where Junaid Shamshu has to be mindful about. Sometimes those slower deliveries are quite predictable. Slower back of hand, waited, and he's got it right. A maximum for Ryan Khan.
Really needs to be handful. Rayhan is a player to watch out for. But then he's up against Junaid Shamsu, who's a tricky bowler as well. So 9 runs from that over of Junaid Shamsu. He picks up a wicket as well. 3 overs done, 30 for the loss of 1.
.30 for 1 after 3. Sagir Khan has been introduced into the attack from the far end. 30 for 1. Mohammad Ryan is looking good. 18 of 11 for him, but Faisal will certainly join the party. Connects. They've got protection in there. It'll just be a single. And I think still they're going at a decent pace, 9.79 runs an over. Pranav, it's all about getting that one or two good overs. We've seen yesterday Daniel Liaquat chasing down 130. So they will certainly feel that they've got, they can chase this total down.
When you're looking to chase 115, you need two players to get 30, two players to get 20s, and that'll be good enough. Who are those players? That's the question. At the moment, Ryan is going good. He needs to continue the momentum and take it closer to 30 or 40.
Yeah, two players of 40 or one player who can contribute 80 just like Amir Khalil did today in the practice match against Sri Lanka. I fully echo with you. It's the team's contribution. Everybody will have to chip in. Slow delivery straight down the ground. Faisur Rahman finds the boundary.
It's a game of boundaries, 4s and 6s. And at the moment, Fujairah are doing pretty much okay. They'll just have to continue this momentum, and that's going to be the difficult task.
They surely will be riding high on confidence, especially of the heroics from Anas Malik and Zahid Ali yesterday. They will fancy their chances in this contest. Play towards the fine leg region. And it will be another boundary, 2 boundaries on the trot for Faisur Rahman.
Half tracker, not learning. They have to be bowling pretty much decently on this wicket because it's a good batting paradise, and that's where you're always going to be punished if you're just going to be a little mediocre or a little average. And at the moment, Sagir is not able to get his line and length.
Yorker. They'll be happy with that. They've managed to pick up a couple of boundaries and ensuring singles are taken. They tend to milk those singles and doubles quite comfortably, both the batters. Still going at a decent pace. And we've seen games yesterday. They tend to chase down about 15, 17 runs also in the final over. It didn't quite time that on that occasion. Aftab does well, restricting them for just a single. 4 overs gone, 42 for 1.
Junaid Shamsu continues, and I feel he's got the outside edge or not. Empire is unmoved, and that's where it was just an animated appeal.
Well, they are razor sharp umpires, quite animated behind the stumps from Muazzam Hayat as well. Junaid Shamsu already has started celebrating, and straight away GB Alex absolutely unmoved. Shuffles, but again hitting the toe end of the bat, but has enough to find the fence.
Incredible striking from Rayan. Needed just a shorthand jab and the ball to be in the gap. Yes, couldn't middle the ball with the way he would have wanted to. But the power in this format that is so important. The Emirates D10. And at the moment, the youngsters, the young guns of the UAE are impressing one and all.
Oh, absolutely. They've done well so far. Hit on the top end of the bat. That was a quicker one from Junaid Shamsu. Rayan Khan, Nurullah Ayubi, Faisur Rahman has been quite impressive in the UAE domestic tournaments.
Slow delivery, tongued high up in the air. I feel it has a lot of height and not a lot of distance. And that's a brilliant catch under pressure towards the square leg region. Second wicket falls for Fujairah.
Well, the slow deliveries have been the name of the game. Another back of hander from Junaid Shamshu. Sagir Khan does well in collecting it quite calmly, and in the end, Faisur Rahman will have to depart after scoring 11 of 6. 47 for 2 are Fujairah.
Junaid, 2 wickets for him. Slower delivery has been a game changer for Ajman, and especially from the arm of Junaid Shamsuddin, who's been so accurate and so disciplined.
Well, if they go on to win this match, I can tell you that he is going to be one of the contenders for the player of the match. 2 wickets and picking up, I think, another 30 odd runs today.
I tell you something, forget about the contender, he's going to be the player of the match. 30 and 2 wickets, and you still put him in as a suspect? Unacceptable. Finishes off with a dot ball. What a brilliant spell that is. 2 for 15 in his 2 overs. Economy spot on, wicket spot on. 48 for the loss of 2 at the end of 5.
Slow one. Well done, Muazzam Hayat. And a shy at the stumps. Could have landed Ryan Khan in trouble. By signal by umpire Asif.
Lovely delivery to start off. Slower delivery, short of length. I think probably one of the better deliveries to bowl in this format.
Plenty of talent. Plenty of cricketers coming from the Asian continent, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghanistan. And this is skied up in the air. Fielder settling underneath it. Aftab makes absolutely no mistake. He was running in, probably covered about 15 meters quite comfortably on that occasion. And he was not wearing those shades, Pranav. And in the end, he's held on to it.
Good opportunity, well collected as well. Was in a difficult situation and immediately on the ground. Ryan, who was batting brilliantly for 25, has to depart back to the dugout. And all of a sudden, Fujairah 3 down are in a little bit of a bother.
Good delivery first up for Zahid Ali. He gets off the mark. Two match winners from yesterday's game are out at the centre. They will still fancy their chances in this contest. Required run rate under 14.5 runs and over. But I tell you what, Junaid Shamsu and Mohammad Sagir have managed to put a lid on the scoring.
This is like climbing the Mount Everest at the moment. Yes, that required run rate around 15 will keep Fujairah interested, but it's the day game and that's where stroke making is not going to be the easiest. And just as I say that, a tonk in the gap coming from the bat of Anas and accumulates a boundary for himself.
Yeah, he stood tall yesterday. Another one that was a half tracker meant to be punished, and that's been dealt quite comfortably by Anas Malik. Just when we thought they managed to stop those boundaries, Anas Malik picks up a boundary. Gentle push. Junaid Shamsu just could not sight that in the sunlight. He does have his shades on. Played it to perfection. Just that late glide from Zahid Ali gets the boundary just when you wanted. That'll bring us to the end of over number 6, 59 for 3. Salasim has been introduced into the attack. Starts off with a slow one. Quick single and a shy at the stumps. Overthrow will not allow them to pick up an additional run. Right then, 55 required of 23 deliveries. Statistically, mathematically, it is possible with 7 wickets in hand. But I tell you what, Pranav, they have to go with all guns blazing from here on.
The answer is the captain, Zahid, the player of the match yesterday. And they have to be oozing with confidence because they defeated the team of the tournament, Dubai. And that is where the gameplay of Zahid and Anas, which was so good yesterday, has to come to the party today as well.
Well, I agree with you, but at the same time, if you look at the way they've panned out today, they were asked to bowl, and the first 3 overs they went for plenty, Pranav. 52 runs of the first 3 overs. And in those first 3 overs, there were plenty of extras, which again, you've got to blame your own bowlers. You've got to blame yourself for the situation you're currently in at the moment. Swipe across the mid-wicket region, it'll just be a single.
The only problem is that yesterday, both these batters came into bat very early, and that's where they had ample time. Today, they have just another 22 deliveries, and they need 52 of them. It's not going to be easy. They'll need plenty of big shots. Zahid is capable of hitting them, but can he get going immediately? Slower delivery after slower delivery, and they are all working in favour of Ajman at the moment. Bowling a tight line as Basel at the moment, and Fujairah is in some serious trouble.
Well, it certainly is. It's just climbing up and over, out of the reach of the batters. Smart, intelligent, courageous of Basil Asim to dart in those Yorkers. Also considered as a death over specialist, Basil Asim. And it's always quite impressive to see the youngsters coming out and performing. Must be about 17 to 18 years old, Basil Asim. Slower back of the hand, learning from the leader, Junaid Shamshu himself, Basil Asim. These are beautiful and brilliant deliveries, to say the least, in this contest. In the shortest format, you're up against quality batters like Anas Malik, and you're able to generate those dot deliveries. The captain, the skipper backing you up, and you as a bowler will certainly ooze out with confidence. Well done, Basil. Inside edge, very good decision by the umpire. They'll scamper through for a single. 7 gone, 65 for 3.
Right in the block hole, probably a little bit of an inside edge. And that is where able to survive in the middle. 65 for the loss of 3 at the end of 7. 18 deliveries remaining, and they need a 50.
Sabir Ali gave away 15 runs in the first over. Swing and a miss. Trying to go a bit hard against the left arm seamer.
They need a wicket at the moment, Ajman. Because both these batters, if they play the remaining 17 deliveries, they're going to be almost in consideration. Yes, they might not be able to get off the line as a certainty, but they'll be in the equation. Right in the block hole. Gets a little easier to bowl when you know that the batters are in a desperate situation.
Oh, it does. You're absolutely right. They're going to tonk you for biggies. That's when you as a bowler can operate intelligently. Just make sure you don't provide that room whatsoever. Sabir Ali has done well in this over so far. 15 from the first over now, just that single. Trying the ram shot, gets a boundary. Cheeky, but Fujairah will take it.
This is exactly what is required. They need boundaries, and they need to be dealing only and only in boundaries. Smart bit of cricket from Fujairah. He's a handy bat, Zaid. Can he replicate a player of the match contendership right now, because his team needs it? Probably another 30 runs in the next 10 deliveries.
Possible, but not easy. This is ballooned up in the air. Fall short of Aftab. They will go for 2, and a shy at the stumps will fetch them 2 quite comfortably.
Very, very precariously difficult situation. Desperate situation. 12 of 5. A lot of onus will be on Anas as well, because he's batting below a strike rate of 100. In the next 8 deliveries, they need at least 5 or 6 boundaries. Once again, skied up. Fielder looking to come underneath it. Fielder does well to keep it inside the game of play. Another couple of runs, and this is not helping the cause of Fujairah at the moment.
Skipper leading from the front. There will be a boundary check for sure, but I think he's done all right there. Adnan ul Mulk is reined the delivery back into the play. It's just that we need to have a look at this footing. Seems to be all right. Should be okay to me. Couple of runs. It's done well by Adnan ul Mulk.
Fantastic commitment to the game of cricket. Adnan ul Mulk gets runs right at the top, and then in the field is electric. Wonder if with time there will be a rule where shadow is considered as a part of the body.
Probably in EA Sports stick cricket maybe. Yeah, there you have the confirmation. Couple of runs. That's 2 runs saved for the team by Adnan ul Mulk. Straight down the ground. This time it will be a boundary. Zahid Ali picking up a boundary of the final delivery.
Fantastic striking. That is something that you get with Zahid. He's a good striker of the cricket ball. 8 overs done, 78 for the loss of 3. Still 37 required in the remaining 2. The most important over in the context of this game, it's going to be with Zishan. I feel that they're looking for something around 25 in this over. It's going to be the floating power play. Penultimate over and the most important of it. Back of lane, inside edge. Will scamper for a single. That will get Zahid back on strike. And that's the need of the situation. Zahid has many deliveries that he can face. The equation comes in favor of Fujairah. Needs a boundary. Zahid on strike. 18 of 7 deliveries. Shot, hit straight. Will only get a single. They're pushing for the second. This is good cricket, very good cricket. Anas was not able to strike from the middle of the bat. Made sure that he put his wicket on stake to get Zahid back on strike. This is excellent cricket. Need boundaries. Just 3 runs of the first 2 deliveries. Both the deliveries are in favor of Ajman at the moment. 34 of the remaining 10. Struck pretty well on the leg side. There is protection. This time they won't be able to go for a couple of runs. So just 4 runs from the first 3 deliveries. They need a boundary. They need a boundary out of desperation. They need Anas to come to the party as of yesterday. Big moment in this game. Another dot ball. Dot ball are the price of gold at the moment, and they're getting plenty of them, Ajman. It all started with Rayan Khan's 25 of 18 deliveries. But after that, right to Zahid, not a lot of contributions. And that's where they're in a little bit of a trouble. They're in a little bit of bother. Anas Malik. Short of length, and this is played pretty much well. Will be a maximum, a much needed maximum. Slower delivery back of length, and Anas had ample amount of time to have a cup of tea and then tonk it out of the ground. 27 of the final 7 deliveries. I think Anas needs one more maximum to leave it to Zahid to get 21 of the final 6 deliveries. Can Anas strike a maximum? Call of desperation from Zahid. He would have certainly told Anas, this is a free hit for you. I don't want to be taking a single, but you need to be getting me a boundary. Floating power play. Big shot. Doesn't go anywhere. Straight to mid-wicket. And that is where Anas is going to be walking back to the dugout. A little bit of a celebration from the fielder. I think it is Sajir who is there, but 4 wickets down for Fujairah at 88. They still need 27 of the final over. Getting too big on Anas, who's looking to tonk it out of the ground. And that's where an easy catching opportunity to Junaid Shamsuddin, who enjoyed that catch. 17 of 15 deliveries. Anas took his time but wasn't able to capitalize. And that is where you're walking into the final over, requiring 27. Slower delivery. Played to covers for a single. The game is all but gone at the moment, but if they can just figure a way out to finish it off well, I think that'll still be a confidence booster for Fujairah. Ajman have been a brilliant side. They've controlled the shots right from the word go. Slower delivery, straight past the bowler. But not a lot of bat, and that's where Adnan ul Mulk will be able to cover it off. Excellent over in progress from Basal Asim. What a fantastic performance. It all started with the swinging bat of the top order. Adnan and Shamsuddin, who were so good. And now with the ball in hand, lets this one go. It was in the block hole and Zahid was not able to get underneath it, and that's where Fujairah are going to be completing their innings at 96 for the loss of 4 in the allocated 10 overs. They're going to be falling short by just 19 runs, but it's been a fantastic effort. Ajman have won this game by 18 runs, and they'll have a lot of confidence walking off the field because it was a much needed win. Every game towards the business end, it's a must win because they're still fighting for that 4th slot. Of 6. Anas Malik took his time, 17 of 15 deliveries, and that's where they fell into trouble. And Zahid Ali towards the end was not able to rescue. Yes, 23 of 12 not out, and a little bit of a flashy knock from Mohammad Ahmed Fahad, who got 6 of 3. But they were restricted to just 96 for the loss of 4. It was because of the bowling of Ajman, and that is where you would notice that the all-round capabilities of Junaid Shamsuddin, who picked up a couple of wickets, conceding 15 runs and a wicket apiece for Mohammad Sagir Khan and Zishan Nasir. That is the reason they kept the pressure on. Basal Asim also was pretty much spot on with those 2 overs of his, conceding just 14 runs. What that means is that Ajman are pretty much comfortable. It all started with the swinging bat of Rayhan Khan, who had some intent to offer. Nurullah Ayubi was partnering him, and that is where a few boundaries, but Nurullah Ayubi couldn't last there for too long. Rayhan Khan was in the mood, in the momentum as well. Faisur Rahman also got a boundary, but after that, Rayhan Khan Anas Malik, wickets continued to tumble, and that's where Rayhan, Anas, Faisur, the entire middle order was in a moment of panic, and wickets fell very, very quickly. Anas and Zahid got together for a while, and that's where Zahid was calling the shots, getting a few important boundaries. Anas did get a boundary and a maximum for himself as well. But then, towards the end, it was Mohammad Ahmed Fahad Usman who got a boundary, and that's where they could only manage to get 96 for the loss of 4, falling short by 18 runs. Final confirmations: Ajman batting first, 114 for the loss of 2. Junaid Shamsuddin was as ecstatic as he can get, 34 of 17. And he was well partnered by the captain Adnan ul Mulk, 23 of 15 towards the end. Mohammad Sagir got 31 of 18, making sure they got to 114. 1 wicket apiece for Ali Asgar and Mohammad Umar. And in reply, Fujairah not bundled out but restricted to 96 for 4. 25 for Mohammad Rayhan. Zahid not out for 23. Anas 17. And that was never going to be good enough because Junaid Shamsuddin and his change of pace got 2 wickets for himself and a 1 wicket apiece for Zishan and Mohammad Sagir. Ajman have won this game comfortably by 18 runs. We'll take a short break in the comm box. On the other side, it's going to be Rizwan ur Rahman with the post-match presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the post-match presentation of the match played between Ajman and Fujairah. Ajman batting first, they scored 114 runs. Yet again, pyrotechnics on display from the blade of Junaid Shamshu. Sagir Khan contributed as well. In response, they comfortably won by 18 runs. Well, it's time to honour the Player of the Match award, and it will be our honourable match referee, Mr. Shiju Sam, who will be handing over the Player of the Match medallion. It goes to none other than Junaid Shamshu for the 5th time in this D series. Contributing with the bat, 37 of 17 deliveries, and picking up 2 wickets as well. Junaid, congratulations. Aren't you tired of winning this Player of the Matches awards?
No, not like that. But Alhamdulillah, going good. The way supporting for, especially the getting chance, I'm utilizing. That's it.
Well, semi-final spot is there for the taking. You were competing against Abu Dhabi on that. What was the message given by the team management?
We have still, we have 3 matches. So it depends the way we are. Everyone are tired, and bowling side also. Last few matches we are not doing the front new bowlers, especially they are tired. Then we have some plans, especially the Sharjah wicket for cutters helping. We are planning something for future matches, like 3 matches. Then after that, inshallah.
One question: are you enjoying batting the most or the bowling?
Right this moment, I am enjoying everywhere. The fielding or the bowling or the waiting, the teammates or everyone is very good. So Alhamdulillah, it's very good.
Last question before I let you go: whom would you like to dedicate this to?
This is for my fiance. She's watching every time from day or night, or she's supporting a lot. So this is for her.
Thank you very much, Junaid.
Thank you. Thanks.
That's the Player of the Match award goes to Junaid Shamshu. That's all we have from the post-match presentation.